getting somewhere now.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Atomic, welcome in. Give me 1 second here. See if I can make this work. It kind of works. That might be way too small. There we go. Why are you like this? No. I can make it smaller but not bigger. Oh no. Okay. Well, we'll try it out. We will try it out like this, and we'll see what happens. Is that legible? I don't know if that's legible. I sure as hell can't read it. But I'm also looking at a preview, so we'll figure that out. Let me go ahead and get everything else set up. I mean, I kind of like it right there. It's just, it's just going to cover some stuff up, and I don't know if I like that. What if I gave this a little more room here? I don't want to cover up Druid's stuff, is the problem, though. If Druid shows up today. So maybe we'll just have it a little shorter than it needs to be. We'll try that. We'll try that. We'll get everything else out of the way. Let's turn on the bird. We're slowly figuring this out, you know? We're learning how to stream years later. Why not? It'll be fine. Yep. Okay. Things are happening now. Let me actually get to where I can say hello to people. Oliver, welcome in. Handsome Skeleton, hello, hello. Pop out this chat. Put this over here. I'm on mobile, so I also can't read chat. That's fair. Does it say restream up at the top? Did I never notice that? No, it doesn't say that. That's so weird. That must be because that's the encoder portion of it, which is fine. Which is fine. I'll also fiddle with that a little later to try to make it a little cleaner. But yeah, Apparently there's nobody on YouTube. Am I muted? I hope I'm not muted. That would be embarrassing. I'm a little quiet though, so I'm gonna turn this up a little bit. Test, 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 test. There we go. I think that's pretty good. The music is super quiet. We'll try that. Okay, welcome in everybody. Hope everybody's doing all right. Hope everybody's having a good day. We are going to draw some viewer suggestions today because it is Friday. Twitch is invisible right now, so that's weird. You're not muted. Okay, that's good. Good, 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 good. Pause that. Okay, I have Twitch chat. I have YouTube chat. I have Aggie up. I think we're ready. I think we're ready to go. LG, welcome in. Welcome in. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is functional. How is everybody doing today? Get some rugby warm-ups going on here. Let me know how things are on regular. Like, can people read that chat? Is that worth having? I feel like this will bridge the gap between the YouTube and the Twitch, but we'll find out. Can't tell if you became Book Zero because of how the bottom of the screen is set. Did it become Book Zero? Where did that happen at? Is the Patreon Rookzer0 Art like not good? Is that bad? Is that a bad link? I'm good. How about you? Doing all right. Doing okay. I made myself tostadas this morning. I think it's tostada. Just like a corn tortilla with egg on it, and I fried it, and it was great until I like bit into it wrong. It like stabbed me in the mouth. So I'm dealing with sharp chip stabbage. But other than that, I'm doing fine. Doing fantastic.
It's always the breakfast food that destroys your mouth the most, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's because you're not awake yet. So you're just like, hey, I'll just put sharp things in here. Welcome, Madrid. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Doing all right. I sat down to write the script for the new Why You Should Play video. Mm-hmm. And I just like, I got nowhere. And then this morning, I woke up with like a fever for a completely different idea. That script is now done. So I don't know what's going on. I have the art done for one video and the script done for another. And I have to figure out which to do first.
When inspiration strikes.
Yeah. Is sans serif the serif script? Wait, what? It's sans serif the serif scripts. I understand. I understand what you're saying now. Yeah, it definitely looks a little weird. Did my text change? What font are we using? Can I use... I can't. Dang it. Can I use any of my... Ooh, that one looks cool. Let's do that. For no reason, but for clarity.
I don't see your rugby drawing in the YouTube yet.
Oh, you're right. That's weird. Oh my god. Hold on a second.
Uh-oh. Don't worry, chat. I got your back. We'll see. You'll be able to see the drawings.
Interact. No, I'm on a completely different Aggie layer.
Are you on last week's Aggie?
I must be. Yeah, hold on a second. I can fix this.
Aggie? That's very funny.
That's what I get for using the same background 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. There we go. Oh, you can't. I'm sorry. Did somebody put all of their yarn stuff in your bed?
Wasn't me.
I had assumed as much. Alright, old man. Here you go.
Since I'm 3 states away.
Whoa. If you came up here just to harass me, cat, I'm not gonna be happy. Okay.
Yeah.
Nope.
Hey.
No.
There it is.
No. What do you mean I can't walk on your keyboard? Okay. I've only ever had full English cereal or toast breakfast. I don't know if that counts as a full English breakfast if it's just toast and cereal. Because that's essentially what everybody has for breakfast that I know.
I think they mean a full English breakfast with either toast or cereal.
Ah.
I could be wrong, though.
That would make more sense. What's up, Skip Cat? Yeah. The heater's on. You good? You want under the blankets? Is it too cold today?
Okay. Do I want to warm up with a bug person or a plant person?
Bug person.
Bug person. Okay. You all heard that, right? My internal voice definitely said it needs to be a bug person.
Sorry, hold on.
You're good.
I'm fluffing up a Skip Cat bed.
Gotta take care of the old man.
You'll figure it out now. I turned on the heater and I wrapped him in a blanket and then I lost my pen. Where did my pen go? Please tell me I didn't roll over it. There it is. Okay. What is breakfast? I've never heard of such fancy things. All that saves Rook from bordering me is Idaho. Idaho and most of Washington.
Look, right now Idaho is a wall of do not cross for me, so
Yeah.
I will do anything in my power to get my sisters away from any of a certain number of red states for what I hope are obvious reasons. But we should not get political, so I'm gonna skip away from that topic pretty quickly.
Can we be political about other states? Because that's a kind of a middle ground. Idaho, get your shit together.
I need a type of bug, I guess.
Atomic suggested a stick bug, because then you get to draw plant bugs. in true chat fashion, asking a question and getting both as an answer. So
Burning Palace says no politics. Okay, Burning, then give me a bug, because I don't want to do both. That'll take too long.
I think Skip Cat is upset because I didn't turn the heater on this morning. So I turned on the heating pad and covered him in blankets, and now he's just sitting there, so I assume that's enough. But now I'm cold. Yeah, Idaho. Just kidding. No, Idaho does need to get shit together. I'm afraid he lives in Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah. everybody needs to get their shit together in some respect. So
Yeah.
we don't need to pick on Idaho. They're just low-hanging fruit currently.
70% of my family lives in Idaho, so I'm definitely the outlier. If Idaho wasn't so expensive because all of the Californians sold their houses and bought Idaho stuff, I would absolutely probably move back there and live out in the forest somewhere. But now that costs millions of dollars, and I can't do that. Idaho used to be awesome and cheap and just like lived out in the forest. It was great. Now it's like city touching city. There's still some untouched wilderness, but there's no Amazon there, so you know, you gotta pick and choose your battles. Maybe someday when I have all that YouTube money,
Yeah.
I'll buy something in McCall and go live there. A suggestion since my last one got used, an owlbear werebear barbarian or bear. Did yours get used on Wednesday, or is that because you get one a week, even though we have 2 streams?
Yeah. Because we have 2 streams because we have a lot of drawing prompts.
So if you want, you can save that for next week. I saw something funny this week was what was it? Owl bear. It was a third edition. It was like a, I don't think it wasn't barn owl. What's another animal that has the word bear in it or owl in it? It was like a condor. I think it was something to the effect of like a condor berry. Yeah, it was weird. It looked really cool though. I'll save it for next week. Cool. Okay, I'll have that up on Monday. You can repost it for next week. The only way to bypass that is though redeeming chat points or making super chats with YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those will
free
always
drawing a week. You got to pay for it.
Yep. The super chat will always give you another suggestion, or the redemption. But those usually have stipulations on them. Is the caveat. I have, if people in the past wanted, like, I should put a list up for that, of like, if people tip $20, you know, I was like, okay, yeah, we'll stop what we're doing and we'll do a sketch for you. I think that's fair. What's that? Pay to win? How dare I? Commissions. Or you can commission a whole stream.
Gotta feed the cats somehow.
Mm-hmm. They're grumpy old cats now, and they need special expensive food. Okay. I think that's a pretty good rugby sketch. I'm pretty happy with that one. I just finished up the latest commission piece, which is a big old moth boy. That was fun. I hope I get to share this with you soon. I'm going to talk to them about that. And then we might do another secret stream next week for the next one, but we'll see how that goes. Secret streams are just live streams that I switch over to members only after we finish with them. So if you guys are around, you'll be able to watch that, but only at the time. They said that they've always been stupid rich little pockets, like islands just filled with mansions like cabins. Yeah, McCall, Coeur d'Alene, where's the other one? Twin Falls has some weird ones like that, little spots, but But yeah, those are the two biggest ones that I can think of as McCall and Coeur d'Alene.
Utah is like that too,
Mm-hmm.
but like that pretty much entirely describes Park City.
Yep.
Which is ski country, and I think Aspen, Colorado is the same.
Yeah, it's exactly like for McCall. It's because Brundage Resort is there, and there's a few other little tiny ski resorts. But like I know, I have family members that used to work there during the ski season, and yeah, they'd see tons of famous people and like people come from all over the world to ski at Brundage and stuff. So that was pretty cool.
Yep.
But Rexburg is a little weird. Yeah, Rexburg is a little weird. So there's a handful, especially up in Coeur d'Alene. Like there are people that will just buy huge houses on the lake to live there during the summer and stuff. So it's hard to actually go and live there, but it's nice. It's really beautiful, and I miss it. That's what I miss most about Idaho is just like the forest and the mountains. Which there is that here in Washington, because it's more of a rainforest though, so it's a little different. And Washington basically like. A lot of the land is private, so you can't just go wandering as much as you can. You usually have to go to the parks, which is a little different. So, all right, I'm gonna start drawing. We still have 30 suggestions today, so we're gonna roll a d20 and a d12, and if we roll super high, we'll do number 1. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. For those of you, Lava Hot Springs. I've been to Lava Hot Springs, I think. Rookstream meetup. Could do that. What's the other one? Gold Fork is pretty good in McCall. I think I'm 14 hours away from that. Like 12 at the best. 10 to 12 hours away from that. I don't know if I would drive over there. We'll find out. All right. That can be a pretty fun Patreon, like hot tub stream. Mountain hot tub stream. 9. A tall, lean, muscular human fighter, Western style. I don't know what that means. Maybe like a cowboy? With a large brimmed hat and a bandana. Yep. Okay.
Sounds like cowboy to me.
Fighter gunslinger. Got it. Let me get the color poll up here. Are people on YouTube able to actually read the chat, or is it just in the way? Please let me know. We're trying out the chat on screen thing. I think there might be a way for me to just magnify it. I would lose some of it. Ooh. Maybe I can adjust it on the other side. I'll try that later. We'll try this today. We'll see how it goes. Seattle isn't that much further from Salt Lake City than Vegas.
True.
Different directions, yeah. It's barely legible at 1080. Okay, so this is pointless, is what that's telling me. Let me do one check, and then we will... we'll go from there. Dun 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 dun. Uh-oh. Go here. Yeah. Yeah. Chat. Settings. Here we go. Okay, compact mode. Yes. Copy. And I go over here. Width. Okay. go 600 by 1,000. No. Let's try that. What did I just move? That's not good. Okay. It's gonna go by real fast, but hopefully that will be better. Now I can't see everybody in it though. What happened there? It just says atomic written in there, like it just doesn't fit. Okay, hold on a second. Default settings, yes, reset to default. Paste. Okay. Shrink, shrink, shrink. That's too wide. I don't like how wide it is. So can we keep everything? Whoop, 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 whoop. Hold on now. That was supposed to be the compact version. Is that the compact version? Because that doesn't look like it. It is barely. That's much better. It's much better, but it's not like slightly better on Twitch. That's much better. Okay. For some reason, it's cutting off like the bottom, the bottom half inch of the text, which is super weird. This chat is ready to display messages. Thanks. Thanks, games. Can someone play a sound bite? I want to see what happens on the chat. On Twitch. Let me try to boost Arcus. And now it's just not updating at all. Oh yeah, it is. It's right there. Okay. I wonder if it's because I'm... Did that say that it did anything? That didn't even tell me that you played it. I saw it, so that's good. Cat meow's great. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know why it didn't show up in the chat. I'm really trying to avoid drawing this cowboy.
Apparently.
I don't know why.
I'm having fun with a super buff beetle.
What is chat overlay? Ah. That's fun. I kind of hate it, but it's fun. try that. Let's see if that is different. Can I do that? We're having a grand old time right now. Yes, Jaws themes. All right, we're getting somewhere now. Is it weird that it's writing from top to bottom? Should it be from bottom to top? That seems weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I have honestly never paid that much attention to it.
Refresh. There we go. Okay, I like that. That's much better. Oh, except I still have it from top to bottom. Dang it! We're so close! We're so close. How's everybody's day going? Bottom. There we go. Launch that shit. Copy that. Close that. Go to here. Double click this. Click on this. Paste it. Okay. Refresh it. I think we're good. I think we did it. Oh my god. If I put the bird over here, it looks like the bird's talking. This is my new favorite thing. We did a thing on accident, and now it's great. Okay. Woo! Let's do it. Thank you for the Jaws theme. I appreciate that. I hope that's legible. If not, let me know. We can make it a little bigger, I believe. And now, I'm going to draw a cowboy. They wanted the hat and the bandana. So I feel like this is a good opportunity to get a cool pose in here. But if I want to show off the hat and the bandana, maybe not. For some reason, YouTube has decided that I need to watch Once Upon a Time in the West. And so it just keeps showing me clips of that.
Interesting.
Which, to be fair, maybe I do. You know? Who doesn't love watching a guy stare menacingly into the camera playing a harmonica?
Me?
I don't know.
Westerns are not my favorite.
I like them.
I find I have better luck with space westerns.
Sure. There's two kinds of westerns. There's like, there's old cowboys, which is a lot more kind of cinematic and slow. And then there's young cowboys. It's just like nothing but gunfights. I tend to like the older cowboy ones. But I still appreciate the young cowboy stuff.
Where would the original Trigun series fall in that? Probably Young Cowboys?
That's an interesting question. I never really thought of that as a Western, but you're absolutely right.
Bash the Stampede is kind of an interesting character.
Yeah, he is.
He might be an old cowboy set in a young cowboy setting.
That's kind of what I was thinking, because the way I would look at it, if we start trying to break it down, is that he is an old cowboy, right? Like, he's been around forever.
Yep.
The time at which he was at his peak has changed, and so he's kind of stuck dealing with his legend, right? Like, everybody knows him.
Yep. But nobody recognizes him.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would... I would think would fall into. Weird. It does have a Western vibe to it, but like he's technically still a wandering Ronin, which still fits.
Yep.
But,
well, I mean, look, all cowboy movies and samurai movies are the same.
Yeah, 100%.
They always have been. So, so the statement you just made doesn't actually change anything.
So when I say old cowboy, I'm usually talking about like someone on a ranch protecting their home, like someone who's retired. So I don't think he fits into that. But Vash is also an immortal, so it's like it kind of like it blends the things there. It's a little weird.
Yeah, an immortal whose home was destroyed and taken from him.
Trigun falls more into the modern westerns, which is deconstruction of old style westerns out of the first full Dollars trilogy. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I think that's probably a good way to look at it.
That's probably the smartest way to look at it.
Space cowboy pirates like Outlaw Star. Outlaw Star is still one of my favorites. It's so good. Cowboy movies descended from samurai movies directly.
Hey.
Yep.
Hey, Burning, how's it going?
It's doing all right, considering.
Yeah, how are you feeling? I guess you don't have to talk about anything, but...
I don't know how much you know about what happened last night, but...
I heard a little bit.
Details. No one's hurt.
Good.
Things are moving forward in a reasonable rate. Yeah, things should be fine.
Good. Do you want to elaborate like very quickly on what happened so people aren't like, wait, what?
There was a car accident.
Yeah. Okay.
There was a car accident. I was not at fault, so.
Always a bonus.
Yep.
Be careful out there, people. The cold and the weather does not help.
It does not help.
I'm glad
hate
you're
what I'm
okay.
doing. I'm gonna start over.
I am too.
Yeah, definitely glad you're all right. I already knew all that because I talked to you yesterday. So don't feel like I'm being insensitive to Burn. I'm glad you're all right. I'm glad things are getting taken care of, and I hope you get your car fixed up and or replaced or whatever you have to do to get that taken care of as fast as possible, because that sucks. Like having to drive around in a rental or whatever else happens.
Looks very much like it's going to get fixed.
Good.
Car's relatively new, so it would take a lot for it to be a total loss. So.
That's good.
You want to draw with us, or are you just here because Vash the Stampede summoned you hither to put in your 2 cents?
I popped in to make sure my point was clear. Seems like it was, though, so now I'm just here to hang out.
Cool. Glad to have you.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, my feed has been full of Once Upon a Time in the West and like Django Unchained for the last week. I don't know what's going on. Both
interesting.
Great. Both
I've
great
been
movies.
I've been getting a lot of Django Unchained too. I haven't interacted with any of them, and they still show up. So I just assumed I had done something to screw up my algorithm, because I have definitely done something to screw up my algorithm.
Same. It might actually be YouTube, because YouTube has been trying to. Is that what you were gonna say?
YouTube is weird. I was also going to continue a little bit with the Western thing, where
Sure, go for it.
stuff like Django. The reason I put modern in quotes is because it doesn't fit like current trends in Western movies.
Yeah.
Like Django Unchained.
And when I was talking earlier about there are 2 types of Western movies, I'm really talking about movies from like 90s earlier. Like the 2000s kind of started changing things up, and
Yeah.
I think the old cowboy is really a reflection of the old movies were pretty much all young new cowboys kind of walking in and making a name for themselves, and then that led to the progression of there was this old man that like the legends from those old movies became the new stories, right? Like this old washed up cowboy is here and we're kind of following him, and the West isn't the same anymore. That became very 90s to early 2000s. And then now everything's kind of weird again. Like, I think 310 to Yuma is a really good one. that kind of fits into that old cowboy thing, because it's just like, we need people to come and help us do this thing, but nobody wants to because things are changing, right? Like, and I think modern is a good way to look at it. Like, No Country for Old Men, I think, is kind of old cowboy to modern, because it's a completely new story. Like, it's no longer the Old West, but it's still dealing with that kind of shift in mentality.
Yeah, it's also a good example of how you can tell a Western story without that many Western aesthetics.
Yeah. Yep. Because you're right. Because even with Firefly, that's still very much holden to the Western aesthetics.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting. Which I dig.
Although they also pushed really hard into like making sure that Chinese aesthetic had a presence as well.
Yeah.
Which I always thought was brilliant, considering how many Chinese immigrant workers there were building the railroad in most of the like actual historic Old West, which means that there really should be a much stronger influence of that aesthetic than is generally seen.
Yeah, the like Expanse touched on that a little more too, because it's interesting when you start thinking about space travel, like just in numbers of people. Not like English is one of the like most accepted languages, but it's not the most used. So it makes a lot more sense that if all of a sudden space travel becomes very prevalent and anyone can, basically immigrate to a different planet, there's going to be large populations of non-English speaking countries sending people to different planets. So John Carter of Mars, that's an old school one.
I've got mad nostalgic goggles for the John Carter of Mars series. But I like, because I read a ton. I've said this before. I read a ton of Edgar Rice Burroughs. Those books are problematic.
Well, I mean, they're problematic of their time, right? Like that's the like the Cthulhu thing. It's like, we've talked about this. Like, that goes all the way to like Harold and Kumar, right?
Yeah.
The writers and actors, I think they're the same people, basically said, like, I loved making those movies. I still love those movies, but I would not make them the same way you do today. Like, you just wouldn't, because the language and everything else going into it, and the comedy itself has just changed. So you can still appreciate something that may not be, I don't want to say proper, but like, change is okay, and it's okay to acknowledge that, hey, when this was written, it was a thing, and we now know better to do it different. And so I would very much appreciate that conversation instead of like just getting rid of something or saying that you just can't enjoy it. And Disney's been doing that a lot too, because they'll, like, even the Muppet Show has disclaimers sometimes. They're like, hey, this has weird depictions of I think one of them was like weird depictions of Asian culture that maybe is a little insensitive. And it's just like, thank you for telling me that.
Well, one thing I think is interesting is seeing Tolkien's perspective of that, and how he personally changed his views and tried to adjust his writing to reflect those changing views.
Yeah. The John Carter of Mars series is actually well, and I think the Tarzan series was more indicative of this, but like, you could definitely see as the series went on, you could see Burroughs maybe rethinking some of the racially insensitive things that he was writing, particularly about African people, and being like, oh, you know what, actually, maybe this was bad, and I should write something to correct that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and unfortunately, like, I think Lovecraft Country did a really cool job about talking about that, like specifically sci-fi and like how it had different implications and stuff with the civil rights movement. But a big chunk of it is it's disingenuous to me to write a story about early America and not include that. So it's like,
I 100% agree.
You can 100% talk about those things without, it's
condoning them.
exactly, yeah. It's kind of the ironic thing. Like, if you do something ironically, you still get to do it. So it's like, make sure you're not writing this book or setting this book in that because you want to be a racist asshole. It's like, that's not an excuse to do that. So.
And just to be clear, like, I don't think you were accusing me of this, but like, I can still enjoy Burroughs books. Well, I can't, but not because of this specifically, but because my taste in writing has changed, and I don't think his writing is as good quality as I generally used to think in high school and middle school.
That's right.
But yeah, I do still think that his take is interesting, and the worst part about his books is that they're all the same.
That's fair. I think
you read one, you've read them all.
Yeah. This doesn't look like a cowboy hat. What did I do wrong here?
Cowboy hats are hard.
Yeah, they're such weird shapes, right?
Yeah, they are.
And they're all a little different. Did we scare off everybody with our
or maybe people just didn't have anything to add to it.
Yeah. I don't know. We couched it in so many caveats and non-offensive, politically correct terms. Maybe there is just nothing to add to it.
Possible.
Maybe that's the problem with political correctness. Is it forestalls any actual genuine conversation about it.
I would agree with that. Because yeah, and unfortunately, when you do go, God, who was I listening to? I was listening to somebody talk about that exactly. It's like which maybe this is a little too political, but the shift from like political correctness, which I think was like the thing 10 years ago, 10, 20 years ago, everything had to be PC, and then now everything has to be inclusive. I think that's the new word. Like, they went from PC to inclusivity. It's like the whole idea of it is valid, but like the political aspect of it is just like buzzwords and slowing things down. Which, like, it's the same thing about like culture wars, right? Like, there are two ends of it. So things can be correct. You can say like, hey, we need to watch how we're letting people migrate into our country without just being an asshole and banning everybody from it, right? Like, there's correct ways to do everything, but the political landscape is just full and wrought with red herrings and bullshit.
Yep.
So, and that goes the same thing with like even down up to WotC. Like WotC does that too, right? Like, they're like, we're changing this because of blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, but you're not actually changing anything. You're just saying it different. And I don't know if that's like, maybe just try better. Try to be better.
Instead of avoiding the issue, how about you correct the issue?
Yeah. Lazy writing, people. Don't get trapped by lazy
doing
writing.
Better is hard.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. LG says, at work listening to you guys. Well, yeah. I hope it's semi-entertaining and we don't get too stressful. Yeah.
Atomic, thank you for drawing along with us. If people want to see that, it's in the live stream chat on Discord.
You definitely busted that out much faster than I did.
Yeah.
It is. We've been here for almost an hour, and I'm still on the first one, so that's not good for me. This is going to take 30 hours to finish all these. I might try to just do a bunch of portraits today. That could be kind of fun. Work on my portraits. I've really been
here for an hour, and I haven't finished my warm-up.
I started a little bit late, and I spent a lot of time fiddling with the settings, so...
That's true, but I was drawing most of the time you were fiddling with settings up until the point where Aggie crashed for me.
Okay, so then it's probably been about 45 minutes.
Okay, well...
It is what it is.
That's something, then.
A goblin with a tribalistic tattoo? Oh, tribalistic. Oh, sorry, I read that I was thinking about gunslingers. I was like, tri-gun ballistic crossbow, tri-ballistic tattoo, and a didgeridoo. All right. I will put it on the list.
Hey, that's not PC. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I wasn't going to touch it. What just happened? There we go. Got it. For some reason, yeah. I think it's because I'm in dark mode on YouTube. But when I paste it onto the list, it's like white text. It's like that. Nope. Can't read that. Can't read white text. I gotta make this guy look like he's made out of shoe leather.
Which is a surprisingly difficult thing to do.
It's just a lot of texturing is the problem. This guy was supposed to have a revolver and something else. Which I don't know if I'm gonna get the revolver in here. I used to think about some of my uncles and my cousins that all still to this day work on farms.
Mm-hmm.
And them running around with their cowboy boots and their hats. Just all the time, nonstop. And I was like, yeah, that's what cowboys look like. And then I looked at I was thinking about it the other day of like my grandfather who spent his entire life on the same farm. like that's his thing. He was the one that had the farm, and my uncles and then worked for him. He just had jeans and like tennis shoes. He didn't care. Like he had work boots sometimes, but for the most part, he just wore what was comfortable. And I was like, So,
I think cowboy boots are only actually useful if you spend the majority of your day on horseback, trekking through cactus-filled wasteland. Or
snakes.
Yeah, or having to deal with rattlesnakes all day, every day. And even if you are having to deal with rattlesnakes all day, every day, gum boots or like Welly's rain boots might be better actually because they're very puncture resistant.
Sure. I spent the first like 20 years of my life wearing steel-toed boots, and that like beat up my feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beat them up.
Those are only good for your feet if
stuff is going to be dropped on them.
Yeah, if stuff is going to be dropped on them.
I can confirm that they're terrible in the cold.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're terrible for skateboarding too.
Yeah.
Didn't stop me from wearing them.
Only imagine.
Cat, what are you doing? Why are you up here? Nothing you're doing is appropriate right now.
I saw a short the other day of a
Cat.
comment section.
Oh my god.
Super toxic of a girl who was like a really good skateboarder, and she was she was promoting the idea that it's okay to put grip tape under the nose of your skateboard, especially if you're just trying to learn how to do some tricks.
Oh, that hurts me. How do you nose stall and slide then?
I assume that she was saying you do it if you're learning to not do those tricks, but if you're
I would have to watch the video, but that hurts my soul. That hurts my soul a little bit. The bottom of your board, wax the shit out of it. You just wax the shit out of it. The top of your board, grip tape. that's I'll throw my. I'm an old man. That's how you do it, dude.
Fair.
Rodney Mullen was my favorite, as was most of the people in the early 2000s. Rodney Mullen's a beast. He's the one that invented the ollie. I'm not kidding. He invented the ollie. That was one man. And he specializes in ground tricks that I loved, so I tried to... That was kind of what I did. I did a lot of ground tricks. Without, like... I didn't do a lot of vert. I didn't do a lot of air stuff.
Yeah, she was pretty clearly specializing in air tricks and was not doing any grinding.
Interesting, yeah. The other thing about grip tape is you can always remove it. You can always rip it off, but
yeah,
it's a pain in the ass. And I would, ugh. There's this horrible feeling that happens when grip tape hits like concrete or metal, because it's sandpaper. It is just sandpaper.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so if you put that on the tail of your skateboard, I can just, every time you ollie or clip something or hit an edge, it's just going to go, and that like sends shivers down my spine. So, yeah. I feel, if I saw somebody do that like at a skate park, I would be horrified. So, but maybe she's got something on. Maybe that's legit, or she's trying to rage bait people.
Maybe.
Which is also
comment section were certainly angry.
Yeah. That would be like, I think the equivalent is like if you went to someone who's painting and was like, hey, so if you want to learn how to paint, just put painter's tape on your paintbrush. You'd be like, what? Why? Like, it gives you a nice crisp edge. It's like, maybe it does. I don't know. That's something I'd want to see. I'd want to watch that. So,
I'll see if I can
if it
find
is
it.
rage
I'll
bait,
send it to you.
well done. Like, I would totally get sucked into that. Like, if that was the thumbnail, like, put grip tape on the bottom, I'd be like, you sons of bitches. Oh my God.
I don't think that was the point. I think that the point was, if you're training to try to learn a specific trick, then it's not cheating to modify
board.
your skateboard in order to help you learn how to do it.
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Anyway, but I don't know anything about skateboarding, so I was like, wow, this comment section is really toxic. I hope it's not just because she's a woman.
Yeah, who knows? There's actually been a resurgence of female skateboarders, which is great. I'm really happy about that. Because yeah, when I was coming up, I don't think there were any professional. I think I remember when the first professional woman skateboarder that came on the scene. It was just like, what? Because like, yeah, there were just no women at the skate park that weren't somebody's girlfriends, and it was kind of a toxic piece of shit place to be. So, I think I knew like two women that skateboarded, and they always got hassled at the park, which was kind of sucky.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely down for seeing more. Skateboarding is really fun. I love skateboarding.
I never had good enough balance for it. At least not until I took a couple of like ballet classes and started being able to fix my posture.
You're pretty tall too, though, right? Like.
Yeah, I am very tall. I've got a very high center of gravity because my torso's really long. My legs are not particularly long. And I've got a little bit of scoliosis, so my spine is crooked. So all of that really worked against me.
Yep. I have a much lower center of gravity. The goblin I suggested was my newest character from my brother's campaign. Nice. Both of them looking like the spirit. Oh man, I forgot about the spirit. It's pretty classic. It's a pretty classic look. This does just look like I just drew a random cowboy, though. How can I fantasy this up some more? Plate mail? just give us a plate mail.
Put a Naruto headband plate on his cowboy hat.
I was going to give him a talisman, but that's essentially the same thing.
I love the idea of like fighter gunslingers wearing plate, like shoulder pads and stuff. Essentially, I guess we still do that. It looks better. Plate carriers and flak jackets.
I don't know about looks better. I'm not
Yeah,
a big fan of the way they, like, flak jackets actually look.
I'm gonna agree with Burning on this one.
They're functional. They're great. I don't think they're that aesthetic, though.
There's a lot of tactical gear that looks functional and nothing else.
Agree to disagree. I love the like Rainbow Six space suit aesthetic. It just looks so good. I can draw it in like 2 seconds. It's like, is that a bomb suit? Sure. Like, let's go for it.
I'll agree on bomb suits. I think they look really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's just a lot that doesn't.
Sure. Okay. I think I'm done. You know what? Oh, you know what I could do? No, wait. That's not right. Let's say I could paint some of this out so it looks like he's just sunburned to shit. That'll also give me some more of that leather texture, too.
I am a big fan of function first, fashion second, but I've just seen a lot of functionally designed stuff that is function kind of and fashion never.
Sure. Yeah, like the mass-produced bulletproof vests that like a lot of cops wear and stuff are just that, right? Like they are 100% function. But there's some pretty cool designs for like special ops armor and stuff. The other problem with that is like you have all that and then you have like 40 pounds of just shit clipped to it. So it's hard to like see what that looks like.
Yep.
11. Ice Snow Genasi Barbarian Brawler. Feels the cold when he punches them in the face. Ice Genasi, eh? What color are we doing here? Blue. That worked out. Ads are starting in 1 minute. Yeah, well, snooze it. I don't care. Okay, Ice Genasi, huh?
What do we think? Should we just make him look like Colossus?
I don't think that's a bad starting point.
Yeah, can't go wrong there. Colossus is just good character design.
Or Iceman.
Just top
Or
heavy.
Iceman.
Top heavy. No, no clothes, just texture. Just beef and texture.
I do think that my favorite ice-themed character design is actually Mr. Freeze from Batman.
Which version?
Yeah.
But definitely not the Arnold Schwarzenegger one.
I was gonna say, like, I actually kind of liked.
I liked his concept. I think the execution was a little poop. Because, like,
Yeah.
the suit just didn't fit well, but... Like,
Agreed.
I think if it being drawn probably looked really badass, and the way they got the lighting to work and like the texturing on Arnold's skin looked great. Like I think they did a really good job with that.
Yeah. I kind of I think that the Batman Beyond version of Mr. Freeze is
It's pretty close to the
Probably my second favorite.
It's pretty close to the animated series one, isn't it?
Yeah,
remember.
it's absolutely derived from the animated series one
It's
because
got the
that's
dome. It's the same character.
yeah. I do think I like the '90s Batman the animated series version of Mr. Freeze the most.
They did something right with that series. Like it was so simple, but like simple and iconic in an iconic way that sticks around. Scarecrow from there was great. I mean, Harley is essentially the iconic Harley, which is great.
Yep.
I mean, that's where Harley came from.
Yeah, that's 100%.
The downside to that series, though, is that a lot of the villains are just wearing like mob suits.
Yep.
It's just like pinstripe suit. Give him a hat.
But turning Penguin into like a mobster who owns a legitimate club, brilliant choice.
Sure.
Yeah. I think the only villain from that series that I don't care for their execution quite as much is Bane.
I like Bane from that.
I mean, he's fine, but I believe that from the original Detective Comics, he's supposed to be a luchador.
I'm not sure about that.
Kinda.
I would look into that more. Yeah. We've been rewatching all the Batman movies, and we were like, why did Danny Elfman Tim Burton stop producing Batman after Batman Returns? And it's because the studio kicked him out. Because he made it way more violent and way more sexual than he told them he would. And they were very mad. And then Val Kilmer essentially, when they did the Batman movie, he got really excited because like some executives were coming to see him after filming, and so he like stayed in the bat suit for like hours. And then when they got there, they didn't care that it was him. They just wanted to see the bat car. And he's like, "Oh, people don't care who plays Batman. I'm out." And so he didn't want to make anymore. And that's why they switched to George Clooney. And then after that movie did so abysmal that they basically fired that director too, and were like, "No more Batman movies." And then Nolan actually picked up the script from the movie that was supposed to come out and took like all the Scarecrow stuff from that. So there was supposed to be a movie after Batman and Robin, with the Scarecrow, and that became Batman Begins, which is pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't realize that, but
I didn't realize that either.
But apparently, Batman and Robin, I used to say was like it's the worst Batman movie, even though it's not terrible. Like it's still okay to watch. It's still kind of fun, even though it's campy and silly. It actually is the worst Batman movie. Like,
Yeah.
It made the least amount of money, got the director fired, and like canceled the next movie. That's how bad it was. And I was like, oh well, okay.
It is terrible, but I would say it's not the worst in terms of like entertainment value though, because it's so bad.
It's still much better than like Green Lantern.
Oh yeah.
So it's not the worst. It's not even the worst DC movie. It's just the worst Batman movie.
If you know what you're getting into going in, Batman and Robin's a great time.
It's got some really
young
good...
Chris Evans playing Robin.
Is that right?
I might be wrong on that.
I think you're wrong on that. I will look that up. Chris O'Donnell was Robin.
Chris O'Donnell. Okay.
Yeah.
Wrong Chris.
Yeah.
That's right. Chris Evans played the Human Torch.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. The funny thing about the Batman and Robin is my favorite Batman movie. Yeah, I mean, you're not alone in that, by far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And something we've talked about a lot is like people tend to love the Batman movie that they grew up with, like the one you watched when you were little, like the first one you watched. And so there's a whole generation of people that just love that Batman. And like that's great because like that also led into like Batman Beyond, the cartoon. Like they kind of kept that kind of direction for Gotham of just like it going kind of like neon and like hyper techy.
It very much became cyberpunk Batman.
Yeah, which is totally fun.
I loved that. I loved that so much.
I still really like, as cheesy as it was, I really liked Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. I think he did a great job with it. There's a lot of really good subtle acting in it, and a lot of really funny characters, but it feels very cartoony and doesn't have the seriousness that I think a lot of people wanted from the Batman movies. So
yeah.
I think that's why it flopped. But like if you're a little kid, like that movie is hilarious. Like it's got tons of gags, weird hockey players for some reason. It's just like, what is happening here?
Everybody's bat suit has full erect nipples.
Yep. Nope, Batgirl's doesn't.
Her suit has a bikini.
That would be
her suit itself has a bikini. It's really weird. Did they set you up with a rental car, Bernie?
Yeah, I haven't picked it up yet, but I've got a rental car.
I was going to ask you what you got.
Not sure yet.
We had really bad luck when we first moved here. We got into an accident and had to get a rental car. 2 days later, the rental car got hit. Like, just out of nowhere, somebody hit us in the rental car. So we got a new rental car. Then we got a new car because the first car was totaled. Got the new car, and then like a week after getting it back, someone hit it again. It's just like, come on!
Oh my gosh.
So we were back in a rental car, and we had a rental car for like 4 months. It was awful. It was awful.
That's the type of experience that makes you say, nobody in this state knows how to drive.
Yep.
Which I realize everybody says about every state, but you know.
There's a thing when I moved to Washington, especially King County, because it's right in Seattle. The insurance company is like, we expect you to get into one accident a year, and I was like, excuse me?
Oh damn!
But like on average, that's your average, and I'm like, that's stupid. And with those 3 accidents, it's like, we're coming back up on on our averages again. So I'm like super defensive driving. But yeah. Okay, how do I make this guy look more icy?
Ice is a weird thing to depict.
It is. It's very difficult.
It killed both Chris O'Donnell and Alicia Silverstone's careers. Did it? I mean, like, I feel like they were both still very successful. How do we suggest drawings? Starlight, basically, you can just put them in the chat here. Just got to follow the rules of one sentence, no mimics, no fan art, and then we'll put it on the list.
All right, I'm finally done with my buff beetle.
Huzzah!
Rolling what? D30?
Yeah, D30.
Just threw my D10 across the room. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Poppet gunslinger with a comically large gun.
Okay. Any details on the poppet or just
Nope,
a doll?
that's it. It just says Poppet.
Okay.
Feel the ice. Maybe we can see his bones? That could be kind of cool.
You're definitely going to have to do a highlight layer because it's not going to read as ice without a great deal of shine.
Sure. That's fair.
Other than that, I don't know what advice I could give
That's
you.
actually not a bad idea. Let's go here. Let's get like.
Yeah. That's what I had to do with my the Ice Devil Pugilist I drew like a month or two ago.
Mhm.
I had to start with light blue and just get lighter.
About the ice, the outsider right now is literally covered in ice. Like the one I'm drawing, or the one you're going to suggest? Striped cups and colored cherry red. Should make an icy, an icy,
Different kind of icy.
yeah.
Got to do the creepy Coraline button eyes, right?
Yep. That is a feature. My puppet has that. Shiny button eyes. Super good.
I'm trying to decide, do I want to give him a... is this just a Beanie Baby with a long rifle, or is it a Beanie Baby with a 12 gauge? I need a gun.
It's supposed to be oversized, so I would go like musket. Small cannon.
I don't know. I always like the idea of like an oversized handgun.
Yeah, I'm leaning
Cowboy
that
gun?
direction too, Burning. Yeah. Ooh, a Magnum. What's the largest caliber Magnum you can get?
50.
I mean, there's the Deagle.
Deagle's pretty good. There's an upsized 50 caliber bullet you can shoot, I think.
Jiminy Crispies.
Yeah. Hard on your wrists.
That's okay. He's a puppet. He doesn't have any.
Skabloo!
The most powerful revolver is 600 Nitro Express, apparently.
There you go. What's the caliber on that? 600 is...
It's a 50 caliber.
It is a 50 caliber? Okay, that's what I thought. The Nitro Express is the loading on it.
Yeah.
Does it use compressed nitrogen
No.
capsules?
No,
No,
Nitro...
it's just branded.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why it's branded that way, but it's just a over... It has more gunpowder in it than a normal load would.
Gotcha.
Nitro Express you can also get for pretty much, I think, most types of ammo.
Honestly, the way they, what they call the different size of bullets and ammunition is super confusing and kind of insane.
I mean, a lot of it's because it's kind of up to the manufacturer too
Yeah.
when they
Yeah.
make the guns.
But like 50 caliber as an example, a 50 caliber handgun bullet is one part of it is roughly the same size as like a 50 caliber rifle bullet,
Yeah.
but
So
they're nowhere near as powerful.
yeah, so you're missing some components there. And so I don't want, if you don't want me to mansplain you burning, that's fine.
No, go ahead.
But so the caliber only dictates the barrel width, like the size of the bullet this way, and then you have the load, which that's what the nitro is talking about. A Norton usually has grams of gunpowder. Like I think, God, what do I shoot? I have a 38 special, and I want to say it has like 115 grams. It's been a long time since I used to reload my own ammo, and I can't remember. Maybe it's 50 grams. Doesn't matter. So, grams of ammo. Caliber is width of bullet, like diameter or radius of that. And then you have the grams of the bullet. Grains, grams, diameter. So 50 BMG, while the pistol 50 will look like this. It'll still look like an actual handgun bullet. The one you would shoot out of a rifle would have a much larger, longer bullet, and then it also is going to have a much larger casing because it's going to try to propel this. This is going to go maybe a mile. This is going to try to go 3 to 5 miles, and through a car. Like that's so that's the thing, because like it's the same thing with like 22 bullets are kind of one of the smaller bullets you can get, and they have the little rim fire. Like that's what a lot of people start shooting with. They're about that size. You can also get 20 Nitro Express, which is the exact same bullet. Usually they tip it a little different, so it has a different flight profile, and then it doubles the load of the bullet size. So it's just, yeah. And then you get into like shotgun rounds, which are equated by pellets per weight and size, so it gets really complicated. It's kind of silly. But that's what that means. So
yeah, because I know with shotguns, like you can load the same size shell differently.
Yeah, there's the gauging on a shotgun goes. I think the standards are 40, 20, 12, 10. I've seen an 8, and it's stupid. It's like. But the reason these are gauges is because it's number of times that the tube is pulled. So when you're like the way wire is, I think, if I remember right, maybe I have that backwards.
In terms with
this
wire
is the biggest.
Gauge refers to with wire gauge refers to the right diameter of it.
Yeah. Because if you have a 5 gauge wire, it's being pulled through a die 5 times. It's 5 steps from the base pulls. I think that's the same with the shotguns, but I could be wrong, because there's also a thing with, like I said, with weight. But if you have a 3-inch shell, the weight then is determinative of like how many pellets per pound. So if you have a double-aught buckshot is the biggest pellets, and you get the least amount of pellets. You're essentially shooting small bullets. And that was Rook Gun Time with Rook. Okay, well, there we go.
Gun Time with Rook, a new regular segment.
Yeah.
YouTube for you.
Gauge is calculated as a number of lead balls of bore diameter required to make up 1 pound. Okay, so it is base. The smaller the gauge, the larger the shotgun bore. Of the bore's diameter. That's just unnecessarily complicated.
Most things are.
know what? I'm just gonna make the center of him really dark. I'm gonna hope this guy's not gonna look like ooze. It's the best I can hope for.
He kind of should look a little bit like ooze, just with sharper lines, right?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Sorry, this revolver is encroaching on your...
It's alright. That is comically large. Well done.
Thank you.
I like to think it's a regular sized revolver and just a very small poppet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's my thought. This is a normal cowboy magnum and a Beanie Baby. Because the 90s are coming back around, Beanie Babies might as well too, right?
I hope not.
Oh man, my collection's gonna be worth something.
I watched a whole thing about that the other day of like, this was a scam. It was always a scam. I don't know why people didn't think it was a scam. And I was just like, but I love my Beanie Babies.
To be fair to the Thai corporation that actually made the Beanie Babies, they weren't running a scam. They were just selling toys.
Yeah, exactly.
They were trying not to make it a scam.
And like, as a kid that grew up through that, like, I only had a few. I think I had like two. I had two or three. Two of them were gifts, and one of them I think I found frozen to the ground. So like, I was never in it for the collection. They're good plushies. They're good little plushies.
Yeah, they're fine.
So yeah, so that I think is really cool. I think it's pretty cool how you come on here every week and just start drawing. I don't really have the attention span to watch the stream for a full run time, but I like seeing your content. Thank you, Starlet. I appreciate that.
And totally fair.
Mm-hmm. Starlet, did you suggest a character? Because I see it says, how do we suggest a drawing? And then you said about the outsider. It's literally covered in ice. So I'm not sure if YouTube blipped out something, but I did not get a suggestion from you. I don't see it. So if you did have a suggestion, please let me know. But yeah, thank you. I'm glad you're here. And yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I do actually think it makes it easier that Rook isn't just drawing alone. Sometimes you do.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
usually,
It is a lot better.
Usually I'm here or Corvus is here to keep you company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So truth is like most somewhat tedious things, having people to talk to or something to listen to helps.
Agreed. You guys know, like, when your shoelaces come untied in the snow, and then they just track chunks of snow on them?
Yeah.
Or if you have, like, a shaggy dog that just gets covered in ice chunks?
Yeah.
That's what I want this guy's armbands to be like. Just lumps of snow. Just upsetting and weird. When I was little, I remember my snow boots were tied. Like, they had I had to lace them up. And I more than once ate shit coming back into the house and then, like, stepping on a chunk of ice from my laces. Just like,
oh, no.
Just eating it. I hated those boots because of it so much.
That does sound pretty awful. Oh.
I had many a similar experience.
Oh no, I
Might
didn't
have
yet.
been a '90s kid.
Oh, sorry,
It
go
might have been growing up in the '90s, like just ubiquitous experience.
Gotcha.
So I don't think kids' snow gear was ever designed particularly well.
Yeah. Starlight, if you, depending on when you did the community post, I take all the community posts from Monday for the stream. So if you posted it this week, I should already have it on the list. If you posted one further back than that, yeah, you'd have to go grab it and post it here. We refresh that list every Monday. So I think I'm done with this one. I'm gonna move on to the next one. Maybe I'll give him a little bit more. Make it feel a little cooler. Chill out. Okay. Here we go. Comic book overbuying crash as an example. We don't learn our lessons because NFTs became a thing. That's true. Yeah, 100%. Beanie Babies, NFTs, exactly the same thing.
No, the difference is men in their 30s bought NFTs.
It's the same people.
Housewives bought
yeah.
babies.
Oh, okay.
It's the same.
Fair enough.
No, Rookers right. It's the same people. The same people who wanted Beanie Babies are the same people who bought NFTs.
Yeah.
Female tiefling Ublex thrall. And then a word that I don't know what this word is. I'm not even sure how to say this. I'm gonna look this up. If I type this in and I get put on a list, I'm gonna be very upset.
Well, you don't usually know that you get put on the list until it's too late. Unless you have a better communication relationship with your FBI overseer than I do.
You know, I wonder if people would be more okay with mass surveillance if they were just open about it and being like, hey, this is the guy watching you in particular.
Like you got assigned an FBI agent. They're like, hey, my
Yeah.
name's Carl. I'll be watching everything you do.
Like, at first people would be upset, obviously,
Hey, Carl.
and rightfully.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I wonder if...
then you get used to it.
Like,
Yeah,
where,
then you get used to it.
where's the transparency? Yeah. Can I comment or do I just put it in the form? You can just comment it right here. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be a little. I'm a little uncomfortable with this one. I'm not gonna do it. So if that's yours,
Okay.
I'm sorry. You can try to explain it to me another time if you'd like. But the way this is worded and with what it wants, there's a few things that I'm confused about, and I'm just not gonna do it. So I'm gonna move. I'm gonna get rid of that one, which makes 11 a giant garbage truck barbarian. Warforged named OG. So we're gonna do that one. What color are we doing here? Purple. And Starlight, I don't know if I said it or not. You can just post it in the chat, and I will grab it for you. Bum, 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 bum. And pole. There we go.
This is maybe a little bit cuter than I had intended to draw.
fisherman who wants to use his harpoon made a monster. Oh, I drew that last week. I first started drawing last week. Let me check the Discord.
Record and draw.
I did. January 12th. It's like the third from the bottom on January 12th. Second from the bottom, right above the rugbies. I gave him a crab claw. If you would like me to put it on the list again, I will. Or if you'd like something else, you're welcome to do that too. Yep, you can go check that out if you want on the Discord. Do you want me to put it back on the list, or do you want to get something else?
Just be warned that if you've got a very specific idea in your head, you're probably not going to get that. Because we tend to do what we want.
Ah, my nose. My nose is all stuffy.
I feel like it's a nice unspoken contract, I guess, where it's you're putting forward an idea but not paying anything, so it's then left up to interpretation.
I did, yeah. I had to put a disclaimer on the YouTube videos, just down at the bottom of the descriptions, to clarify that. So, yeah.
So maybe a little less unspoken.
It is spoken now. This is my art. I'm doing what I want with it. I might turn it into stickers. Just heads up. Comments showing up now. That's awesome. Yeah, it's something we spent like 30 minutes this morning trying to figure out. So it's kind of working. I'm not much after specifics. I just throw out the details to see the interpretations. Yeah.
That's good.
Can we draw them if you want? Okay, I'll just throw it back on the list then. That's fine. I have no problem putting old... Like, if people want to have the same thing drawn every week, because, they don't always get picked. But I have had a few people do the same thing for, like, 4 months in a row, and for some reason they get picked 3 or 4 times, and it's like, I want to do something else. So I still withhold the rights to not pick that. But I will put that up there for you, and we'll see what happens. And Druid might get it, which would be awesome. So, totally fine. What did I say? Oh, right. Garbage truck. Warforged. I'm not sure how that's going to work. I'm just going to make him kind of squat.
I think that's a pretty good... I think there's a good lesson in that for younger artists, though. If you're taking requests or commissions or anything like that, if there's ever a time you're uncomfortable or not, or even just not interested, you absolutely have the right to just say no.
Yeah. Book of Vile Darkness leading to places I don't want to go as per ish. Yeah, that's kind of where I was at, Atomic. It's just like, I'm good. Yeah, Ted, was this guy a garbage man robot? Or is he a garbage truck? Like, are we thinking Oscar the Grouch or the guy that carries Oscar the Grouch?
The guy that has to fight with Oscar the Grouch about taking the trash out every I don't know, Wednesday, whenever trash gets taken in Sesame Street.
Yeah. Am I like there was an Oscar the Grouch like garbage man. Do you remember that guy?
I don't.
He would carry Oscar the Grouch around and carry the trash can around. It was one of the old Jim Henson like costume puppets. where it's just basically a guy with a Muppet head on.
Oh, right.
It was pretty great. Let me see if I can find it.
Like Sweetums.
Kind of, yeah. More for like the old show when they needed like backup dancers. They'd all have to look like Muppets.
Yeah.
Bruno the Trash Man. I'll put it in the Discord. You're gonna be upset. I'll just put it that way.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
Yeah. And so sometimes it would just be a guy walking around. I assume his arm is actually like he's the one controlling Oscar.
Yeah.
But then he would just be walking around with that head. I don't think he ever talked or anything. He's inspired as a garbage truck like prongs for horns in Transform style, but you do you. Love to see what your mind goes. Okay, so this should be more badass than Goofy. That's totally legit. I will figure something out. We'll make this guy I was gonna say a dump truck, but that kind of works. So Bri, welcome in. Hello. I like the idea of the horns. But does he stab them? Get in the trunk. I guess it's not a trunk. What does a garbage truck have? A bed? That sounds worse.
I don't know.
If you're a sanitation worker, please tell me the proper terminology for throwing something into the back of your truck. Kind of like a junk bot that eats trash. That's cool. A dumper. I'm about to toss y'all in the dumper. That sounds much worse. Bespoke transformer, yeah.
Huh. It's called a hopper.
Okay.
That makes sense to me, actually.
Toss y'all into the hopper.
So it's like the same terminology if we're talking about trains. There's a type of car called a hopper car.
That makes sense.
That, yeah, it's usually used for carrying loose stuff like coal that you just kind of pile in at the top. And then there's usually some mechanism to extract it whenever you get to where you're going and it needs to be unloaded.
I think a hopper is specifically something that catches and then has a dump at the bottom.
Yeah.
So that would make sense if it's just a hopper cart, right?
Yep.
That would make sense.
With an extra compactor in. Added in whenever that technology became available.
Yeah, I forgot about compactors. I think it might be... Oh, yeah. Atomic said that, too. Good call. I just joined the Discord, but I'm not seeing the old art post. Did you click on the I agree to not be a jerk and the I want to see art stuff?
Yeah. It's at the top of the list, welcome rules and roles. You click on the bunch of available roles, and then you get to access the channels.
Yeah. And then it should just be in Discord and Draw under the live stream and recording. Druid is trying to get me banned from YouTube today, so he's drawing a very well-drawn gun. But I did already talk about guns for like 10 minutes, so we'll see what YouTube does.
Does YouTube actually get mad at drawings of guns?
YouTube just is kind of fickle when it comes to firearms anyways, so I have no idea. It's never been a problem in the past, but I've always just tried to avoid the thing that YouTube is touchy about. It's one of those things that, like, GunTube, which is just all the gun people on YouTube, always wildly speculate about, like, what YouTube's actual rules mean. So I've decided to just remove myself from the equation and just avoid it at all costs. But which is why, like, when a long time ago, I used to just draw like bubble guns, and same thing with like pipes when people ask for pipes and stuff. Is that a puppet? Yeah. It's a poppet gunslinger with a big gun. That was the prompt.
With an oversized gun. Yep.
I kind of want to give this guy like flappy paddle hands. So he's just got.
That was a sentence. The sentence you just said.
Yep. Just got crushy paddle crap, like clamps from Futurama. Give him the clamps.
I mean, Bender is almost a trash can robot.
Mm-hmm.
In many senses of the word.
I do love that in Futurama, like every robot is a unitasker. Like it only does one thing.
Yep.
just the amount of what's the word I'm looking for?
In media res?
No. Wastefulness, essentially.
Oh, right.
Like how bad of an idea that is. But like it's on purpose. They designed it that way on purpose to be super inefficient. There we go. Like wildly inefficient. There's Elton John. Oh my god. Alton Brown. Why did I say Elton John? Alton Brown has
depending
this...
on what glasses they wear, they kind of look the same.
They're both wild TV personalities.
Yeah.
He has this thing about unitaskers of just like, if something in my kitchen doesn't do more than one thing, it doesn't belong in my kitchen. And I'm just like, okay.
With a couple of specific exceptions,
yeah.
which are the fire extinguisher.
Yep.
And I think he made a point about fruit pitter for seeds.
Yeah, it was a fruit pitter stuff. Or like a specific microplane or something for. He has a very short list of like. These are the only things that don't follow that rule, and I like that because there's a handful of times when it's like this thing does one thing and it's like this thing takes up so much space. I'm gonna use this like once a year. You live in the shed now, so. Prepare to be flappy paddled.
I remember learning about that rule when you talked about how great and useful rice cookers were.
Oh man!
You threw one out.
You threw out a rice cooker?
No, he did.
Oh.
I did. No, I love rice cookers.
You don't need a rice cooker, but they are super convenient if you make rice more than 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah. Yes. And they don't just cook rice, you can cook beans in them as well, right?
Yeah. But if you get an Instapot, you can literally cook everything in them. Yeah. Including rice.
Yeah.
I used to assume that a waffle iron would fit into his list of unitaskers, and then he decided that they're actually great for cooking bacon in.
Yeah, I mean, they're essentially just panini presses.
Yeah.
So... do with that what you will.
All right, I'm done with this.
Nice. Looks good. Yeah, I loved it in Futurama when Bender tried to unbend something and it like broke him. You have a rice cooker, but not a microwave? Yeah. Correct. I do have I have an old rice cooker because I used to make rice every day. And now it just sits under my like in my shelf cabinets behind my second Instapot. I have a small Instapot, a large Instapot, and a rice cooker. And they come out in that order. Like, I make rice, and then it's like, oh, but I wanted to cook something else too. Then I pull out the second Instapot. And then if I need to make rice and two things, which has only ever happened once, then I bust out the rice cooker. Actually, nope, that's a lie. I take it back. I think I retired my rice cooker now that I think about it. Because the last time that happened, where I was making pulled pork and pulled chicken because we were going to make tamales, but then I wanted to make rice. I was going to get the rice cooker, and instead I just cooked it on the stove in a pot, and I threw the rice cooker out. I was like, "Why do I have this?" I still have the bucket because it's a good steel bucket, but it has been downgraded to bucket. I no longer have the rice cooker.
I may have rolled the wrong dice. What does a 32 get me? Maybe that's
a
all we're down to
reroll.
one.
Get you a reroll.
Okay.
32 is too many. Okay, priorities. Yeah, I have a list. I will definitely be getting a microwave in the next few months, I think. But where it's going to go, I'm not sure yet. That's a long-term plan.
All right, 7.
A goblin artificer artillerist with pumpkin bombs.
That sounds like fan art.
It does sound like the Green Goblin. You can either do you want to do it or do you want to reroll?
Let's see. I got an idea. I'll do what I want to do with it.
I mean, you can do a lot with a goblin artillerist, so that doesn't have to look like the green or hobgoblin. But it does feel like that's skirting the line. I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to try to fix it. I don't think this hand is big enough. I think these clompers need to be bigger. These flappy paddles need to be bigger and flappier. And I put the thumb on the wrong side. That's why it looks funny.
Yeah, you made him a Rakshasa.
I did. Rakshasa robot.
How kids next door do I want to go with this technology?
Oh, I thought you were going to say with the goblin. I was like, pretty big, I guess. There's like giant heads. Why not?
I mean, I loved the cartoon Codename Kids Next Door, and honestly, that's what goblin technology looks like to me.
Okay.
I'm trying to decide if I want to do a like over-the-shoulder style, bazooka style launcher with just rubber bands. That's probably what I'm gonna do. Or if I want to give him a pocket trebuchet.
Giant pumpkin launcher. Pumpkin bombs are just amazing fun. It's on the Discord. I don't see it, Atomic, but thank you. Sounds like a bit from Incredibles 2 and they asked the Crusher to uncrush. You run out of muscle?
Can you unpunch a man?
Oh, Bri. That's perfect. Paddle with spoons holding the pumpkin.
Before he, as a garbage unit, he was a war demolitionist, but I love the big claws.
That hand crank thing, Bri, does get a little bit complicated. In interest of time, I think I'm going to go with my idea.
Should I give him a big backpack of garbage?
I don't see why not. Except for the fact that that's going to cut into my drawing space a little bit.
I think I'm almost done here, so you'll have your space back in a second.
It's only garbage if you want it to be? Yeah. That is my Goblin Artificer Curdle's philosophy.
What you call a selective hoarder, and I just pick a lot of stuff.
Can't believe people would throw out all this amazingness. Look, there's still marrow in these bones.
I don't know what I expected, but that wasn't it.
Why would you throw out perfectly good chicken bones?
You sound like a necromancer now. You gonna use that body? You gonna use that corpse? You gonna eat that corpse? Get out of here.
I mean, what is a necromancer but an artificer who specializes in dead things?
Mm-hmm. Once it's dead, it's a construct.
You know what? Maybe I am gonna have to do Bry's idea, because I just realized that goblin ears plus an over-the-shoulder rubber band launched thing is an accident waiting to happen.
He's got to put his ears in like a bandana or something.
Yet tie him back.
I have absolutely whipped myself in the ear with a bow. Like that, it sucks.
Yeah.
like the two things you don't want, like slapping yourself in the arm with a bow happens. Like that happens. Yes. Whipping yourself in the ear or the nipple is just like not great. Not great, but it happens.
The nipple's probably worse if you're a large-chested woman.
Yep. They make boob guards for archery, just as because of that.
And wrist guards for a reason. I've never seen anybody with an ear guard for a bow though.
It takes pretty bad form to do that, because you should be pulling it back to your cheek, so it shouldn't be back there. But if you ever like overextend because the bow's too heavy, yeah, you'll whip yourself in the ear. It's bad. I've slapped the shit out of my face doing that. So, pumpkin bombs, you say? You're too late, Spider-Man. Yeah, exactly.
Wrist blisters from the bow. Yeah. That's what a bracer is for.
See, you say it's a problem, but I feel like goblin technology wouldn't take the goblin anatomy or health into concern.
That's not the point.
So what you're saying is I need to do what I was gonna do and just
Just do it.
have a big burn on the side of his face and missing one ear.
Yeah, pretty much.
From the first time they tried it, and the launcher went off, the bomb detonated when it collided with his ear and burned off half his face.
Mhm.
Cool.
But now he doesn't have an ear to get in the way, so he's a great candidate to use it.
All right, I'm done with this bad boy. Move on to the next one. 20? I already drew that one. I drew that on Wednesday. That's my bad. Ratfolk Artificer with a scavenged flamethrower. Looks sick. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad you like it. All right, what was I doing? Sorry, I got a phone call. Rat folk flamethrower. Got it. I don't know why I'm drawing an orange. That, I just about drew a capybara. Okay, looks like we're drawing It's a Snake. Because that's what I do.
I mean, you're the one who put that on the color list.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I blame everybody but myself. Just goblin in a barrel. That's pretty good.
That is amazing. What? They weren't using this barrel. It's perfectly fine. I needed it.
Dum dum dum. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Yeah, Atomic. No, I will. I will talk to you about that after the stream, and I will clarify that for you. Okay, let's do that. That. People can check that out if they want it in the Discord, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep drawing. Dun, 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 dun. My iPad's about to die, so I'll catch you later. Have an amazing day. Yeah, no problem, Ted. Thanks for hanging out.
Have a good day.
Rat folk. Here we go.
Man, the way you draw rugby has so totally affected the way I draw goblin ears.
That's good. It has face bandages to hold it together. Are we talking about the goblin or the tiefling? Got it. Don't know if I've ever drawn a rat like this on stream, but we're gonna go with it. No. Try that again. Guess this was supposed to be a rat, folk, but now I'm just making it a rat with a can of hairspray. Ooh, doesn't an ever burning torch, can it light things on fire?
I don't think so.
You have to make it work for not finishing the 13 Knights of Tieflings. Oliver, welcome back. Group texts are the worst.
Agreed. Until up until the point where you don't have them and you have to text 30 people individually the exact same thing over and over again.
Maybe he should have like a fire safety hood or something. We'll give him some goggles. What do the fire bats look like? A little bit of singed hair on top. Okay.
This drawing got complicated fast.
Mine got really, really kind of simple, and now I'm going like really cartoony.
Cartoon is not always bad.
Yeah. I think I'm also going to end up going a little bit cartoony here.
120. Should probably get more water. Oh, I thought there was a goblin in the back. I thought that pumpkin was another tinier goblin.
The multiple goblins in a trench coat model works for technology just as well as it does for espionage.
Mm-hmm.
My idea is to have a hamster wheel, but I need something particularly interesting to put in it for the power source. I haven't decided what yet. Maybe I don't need something particularly interesting. Maybe I just need something easy to draw. Ferrets. Yeah, I was thinking ferrets.
Does this count? Did I fulfill the thing?
I think so.
Asian Mutant Ninja Turtle Heroes and a half-shell turtle power. Nice. Goblin dog? Goblin dogs are huge.
Yeah, goblin dogs are bigger than goblins.
Yeah. With a blind soul because he doesn't like the sight of blood. It's like a goblin chihuahua. Goblin terrier.
Worse than a normal goblin dog.
Worse than a chihuahua.
I have met a chihuahua that was not bad.
Oh no, like chihuahuas are fine. I've met very many like cute ones, and I also have scars from other chihuahuas. So
not all small dogs have a Napoleon complex. Just most.
Yeah, as an owner of a chug, I won't stand by Chihuahua slander.
Fauna might be the quietest Chihuahua I have ever been aware of.
that's true. We don't hear a lot of yipping, so like, good on you.
Oh yeah, no, she is. The only time she makes noise is when the cats are trying to steal my food, not her food.
One of my family members has a, God, what is it? I don't know how to describe it. It's Chihuahua. And like, it has the coloration of like a Doberman Pinscher. Okay. It looks like a Chihuahua.
A miniature painter.
I mean, it's super fluffy is the other part of that. So,
Okay. A Japanese chin.
maybe. No. It does look. It looks. Well, I mean, those do look like Chihuahuas, but. Chihuahua.
Chihuahuas. They have really big feelings. Sometimes they shake because they have really big feelings, or maybe they ate bees. I don't know.
It might just be a long-tailed Chihuahua. That does appear to be what it looks like.
Don't eat bees.
Don't eat bees. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. It looks something like this. Which I think is just a longer Chihuahua. That's my bet.
Who's this?
I might have accidentally closed Aggie. Nope, there we go. I think one of my favorite memes that I try to use as much as possible is like the drunk Chihuahua in the car.
Oh,
It's just like can't awake.
Yeah. So, Corvus, the funny thing about what you just posted is that is perfect. That is like the absolute perfect reference for goblin teeth, which is exactly where I was going next. So.
Hey. So good. So good. Chihuahuas are great, except for when they bite the shit out of me. That part I don't like about them.
yeah. Chihuahuas are great.
That's mostly due to owners calling them and not letting them be socialized.
Yeah, that was a sad story. That was one dog that it just couldn't socialize with our family, and it had to go back to the shelter, which is sad. It's super sad, but every other dog that my family has had has been fine. That one just did not like us. Did not like me. Did not like anyone else that came to the house. It was an angry doggo.
Did it like anyone?
Only my sister. And it was like hyper protective of her. It was like violently hyper protective of her. I was like, okay, what? So unfortunate, but not all pets are right for everybody, which is very sad.
We briefly had a basset hound that was a former hunting dog, and it messed up all of our other pets.
Oh, really? That's scary.
Yeah. It was not great. That one also, unfortunately, had to go back to the shelter.
Yeah, it was one thing when I got attacked by that Chihuahua, but then it attacked one of my, I say attacked, like it just ran, like, I have a scar on my leg from where it bit me. But, then it, like, out of the blue, one of my cousins, who was pregnant at the time, just showed up, like, not unexpectedly. They showed up at where we were hanging out, and the dog just, like, lost its shit and bit her a bunch. We're just like, what is wrong with this dog? What is going on with this dog? Please help us. I love the Steven dog. The Steven dog's really funny. He's Steven.
Little tiny Italian greyhounds.
Is that what they are?
Mm-hmm. Could also be a whippet, but I think it's a greyhound.
Have you done my goblin yet or no? Is that the one with the tattoos? That has not been done yet, no. I don't know.
I'm gonna say I'm working on a goblin.
Working on a goblin, yeah, but not that one. So the way we do this is we have them all on the list, and we roll the dice, and the dice gods decide. So if it doesn't get drawn this week, you can always resubmit it next week. But yeah, we let the dice kind of figure it out, because there are so many. We still have about 20 on the list, so there will be some that don't get drawn today. I think that's my rat with a flamethrower. If this is a rat folk and not just a random rat, that is a huge can. Just want to put that. So we're just gonna go with it. We're just gonna go with it though. It's gotta get a little more singed. A little more singed on the ears. Maybe his whiskers are kind of curly.
Smoldering.
Skipcat, when he was younger, one time walked up and tried to like smell a candle that was lit.
Oh no!
It just like curled one side of his whiskers, and I was like, ah. So that was funny and sad. He was fine. It didn't get all of them. All right, moving on. Here we go. 11. Human scribe wizard magician with bunny familiar and pixie manifested spellbook? Pixie manifested spellbook assistant. Gotcha. Okay, so it's an actual magician. What color are we doing here? Red? Welcome in, chorus, by the way. I don't think I said that earlier.
I mean, I've been here a while, so.
Yeah. I just now realized I don't think I said hello when you came in.
Yeah,
It's okay.
you kind of slipped in very quietly.
As my intention was.
Rehoming can take a few times? Oh, yeah, for dogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
That dog needed, like, just a little old lady to just protect the crap out of. One of my favorite dogs was this really old. What was he? Just like a mutt hound dog, and I already met him when he was very old. But like literally the first time I met him, he just walked up, sniffed my hand, he's like, "All right," and then just went to sleep. And I was like,
I need
I
healing.
like this dog. This dog is super chill. We're getting the Skip Cat pets. Skip Cat is buried in a bunch of blankets. I don't want to touch him because it'll scare him. But I can maybe. Oh no, he's awake. Okay. What's up, buddy? Squeech, squeech, squeech. Don't talk about me. I'm hidden. Cat bean. All right. Thank you for the drink. What was I drawing? I don't remember what I was drawing.
I don't know.
Magician. Got it.
Yep. Rabbits and pixies.
Yep.
I don't remember the ancestry though.
It was human.
Ah. Humans.
When was the tuxedo invented?
That's a good question.
Pretty late. I mean, later than we think.
Yeah, I think it's
1865.
Okay.
Is that an actual answer or is that just a wild guess?
That's an actual answer.
Okay.
Google
Been there
knows
a bit
everything.
earlier than I thought it was.
Just make sure you're
Yeah.
asking Google and not ChatGPT.
Or Bing.
No, the source Google is pulling from is taylorsworld.com.
I got a cookbook the other day, and I was reading through it, and then I set it down, and then I picked it back up, and I noticed that it had like 90 pages of references, and I was just like, what the crap? And I started looking through the references, and I'm like, these are all medical text, and I had accidentally picked up like a medical book that I just randomly had. It was I was reading it's a Native American cookbook, like indigenous natives foods, and I accidentally picked up like another textbook that was right next to it about like food nutrition. And I was just like, what is happening here? I got so confused, because it was like comparing all the different studies. I'm like, they went to town on this book. And I just picked up the wrong one. It was confused the hell out of me. It's nice when those kind of books have the references set up like that, so it's not just like eat more omega-3 fatty acids. And I was like, this indigenous knowledge is crazy. And I'm like, oh no, it's not. Okay.
But yeah, tuxedos kind of evolved from military uniforms.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Like because before it was. I'm I'm trying to think of like balls and dance attire. But I guess it was like a petticoat before it was an actual tuxedo.
Not quite. Petticoat is women's clothing specifically, and is the layers of dress
Oh, you're right.
Underneath your corset.
Are you thinking of a peacoat?
I'm thinking of a peacoat. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
One of these things that has the like super weird tails. And then the poof.
Waistcoat maybe?
Maybe.
Or no? No.
What did Paul Revere wear? Let's do that. What did George Washington wear to his inauguration? Because it wasn't a tuxedo.
No.
I think it was just called. It was just a coat, tails.
But it makes sense that like those are based off of officer coats.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of, or vice versa. That's what I was thinking of.
All men's formal wear today is based off of old men's military wear. Actually.
There was this really cool store in Boise that sold kind of military surplus. Not like dress uniforms or anything, but like the companies that made military uniforms would also make like casual coats and jackets and shirts.
Right.
And they would just sell the spillover from that, and it was great. I love that. I had a really nice U.S. Army coat, like with all the patches ripped off, that I wore for years. And then that store closed down, and I've never been able to find another one. I love that kind of, not like the style of it, but just like highly utilitarian designed stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, you can wear this in literally any environment. It's like, I love this. I want more.
Military surplus used to be the only place you could get Converse, wasn't it?
Yeah, for me specifically, yeah. They used to sell them at the Army surplus store.
So basically what George Washington would have wore was like a waistcoat. Which would have been the most outside layer. And like dress would just be like a coat, breeches.
So if you were a magician, a fantasy magician, which seems weird considering that wizards exist.
You're just a rogue.
Just be a regular ass rogue.
Or
using a sleight of hand tricks.
My name is Johnny Charlatan. There's no rabbit up my sleeve. Yes, there is. Dang it. Stupid rabbit. Do your job.
I do really like the idea, though, of a stage magician like not having real magic and like just kind of being there to meme against magicians.
Isn't that what happened in the Baldur's Gate movie?
I don't know.
I think that's how they introduced the wizard character in Baldur's Gate. They introduced him as just because I think he's a wild magic sorcerer, right? I think is what he's supposed to be.
You mean the Dragon Age movie?
No.
Dragon Age, but Dungeons and Dragons.
Did I say Baldur's Gate? I did say Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
the Dungeons and Dragons movie. He's basically like he's doing a magic show and nobody's impressed. They're like, we don't care. Like it's like, yeah, that seems like that's how that would go. Thanks for hanging out, Bernie. We'll catch you later. How long have penguins been around? Jesus.
Too long.
My dad used to go to Fort Douglas and Hill Air Force Base and bid on panels of supplies. Nice. Oh, panels of surplus. Yeah. That's why my family moved from Idaho to Salt Lake. Just for the sweet Army surplus. I needed a new coat because that coat was like falling apart. Because I've owned it for like 12 years and I've worn it in Idaho for almost all that time. And I guess I could just remake the sleeves and it would probably still be fine. But anyway, so I was like, I'll just look at a new coat, and I started looking at other coats like that, and I found one I really liked that was like a EMT coat. You can buy those unscripted. It's like They don't have like any of the fire rescue or whatever on them. But then I started looking at it and I was like, man, this looks super cool. I really want this. And then I realized like that's what David wears in the new Cyberpunk anime, and I was like, I can't buy this now. I can't buy this because that's what he wears, and that would make me super look weird. But man, I love me a good like work coat. Like a lot of my uncles always were in the fire service and stuff, and like their coats are the best. It's like, oh man, so thick, so good, tear resistant, water resistant. Love them. Interesting. I didn't know that. World War II was a cheap transport hubs in the Western United States. Tricks for kids. I think the biggest thing for me, like the reason I like it so much, is because of the, like the high neck collar. It's really hard to find that in a coat. Yeah. Unless you're buying like a ski jacket, and it's like these ski jackets are like waterproof first, and then like high comfy second. And that was like, no, I need something that's more of like a mid-range coat. And those are hard to find.
Yeah, but that high collar in cold, high desert, high windy areas, oof, love it.
Yeah,
I'm 100% with you on that.
Yeah, that was the one coat. One of the reasons I loved it so much is because it was actually it was one of the only coat that I'd seen in a long time that would cover my mouth, like when I snapped it closed. And so I could have like a scarf and then just snap that jacket closed, and it's like, oh, this is great. I love this. But then it wasn't super hot if it warmed up a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Oop, I made him an elf. Oops, all elves.
Yeah, it happens. Especially in D&D.
Michael has a ton of military vehicle manuals that he used for technical drawings. Nice. They sell parts for repair trucks. That's really cool. I like that. Struggling with faces.
Remember your skull shapes.
Yep. Get my big old pompadour. I'm going weak sauce on the bunny because I need to draw something else.
That's fine.
I went outside yesterday at like, I don't know, midnight or something to put out my garbage. Mm-hmm. And this white rabbit just launched itself out from under my truck and shot across the street. And I was like, stupid fucking rabbits. Scared the hell out of me. Alright, I'm going to try to bang a couple out here, so we're going to kind of go a little faster. We'll give him like a floating magic wand, why not? That seems unnecessary.
What are we thinking on time?
We could stop at 2, or we could keep going. It's up to you, really.
I think I got one more in me, which is probably another hour.
Sure. Okay. Well, let's
maybe
do one
45 minutes, depending. I don't know. This one kind of came together fairly quickly.
Let's try one more for me, too. We'll see where we go from there. Check out the super chat. Have you bought bits on Twitch? Go thumbs up a video. Would you like to sponsor a commission? Alright. 29. That's too many. I'm rolling the wrong things. I need to roll a d4. 10. Half dragon, draconic monk with focus on the elements. Okay. I can do that.
Dragon person from the last Airbender.
Yep.
And I rolled a 15.
Ratfolk, Circle of the Moon, that mutates his body so he gets goat horns. And only patches of hair. Okay.
Rat folk with goat horns. Got it.
Yep.
Great horned rat.
The great horn. I was trying to read something like what else would be missing from that, but I think that's it. I think you're right. It's just a rat, horned rat. Okay, we're gonna draw some purple. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna go fill up my water glass, so I will be right back.
Sounds good.
Hang tight, everybody. Hang tight.
Great horned rat.
Oh, damn.
God of the Skaven. Kinda. King of the Skaven. Yeah, complicated.
I appreciate the amount of clothing he's wearing, but
Or
that
lack
level,
thereof.
yeah, that level of hornage is a little bit ridiculous.
I mean, do you know Warhammer?
Yes, yes, And I'm aware it's not the most ridiculous thing in Warhammer. I'm just saying. And compared to what I would like to draw, the amount of clothing is about right. I think the details on the feet and hands are really good. Anyway. I'm going to assume this is a Pathfinder Ratfolk, though, and Isoki are basically just beans.
Okay.
Oof, I'm gonna make this a capybara if I'm not careful.
Oh, is that from Warhammer? The Great Horned Rat? Gotcha. I thought it sounded familiar.
Gotta go? Alright, see you later, Corvus.
Yep. Oh yeah, there's a horned rat there too. Weird. You might have been tricked into doing more fan art.
It's entirely possible, but I'm gonna do it my way.
Fair enough.
And the thing that's kind of funny and ironic about me doing it my way is both of these characters are just gonna be little guys. As opposed to my usual super buff people.
Fair enough. My spine!
Oh man, though, adding the horns and a little bit of goat hair to a rat really does turn it into a goat-like very quickly.
All mammals are the same. Take a rabbit and just stretch it out a little bit and bang, it's a horse.
Pretty much. Make it bipedal. Make it a little bit buffer, and voila, you got a kangaroo.
Yep. Heard it here first. Horses are just kangaroos. Land kangaroos. Kangaroos are sky horses. So they can jump. Okay. I'm gonna start over. It's actually not terrible. So let's just try again. I want to make the head a little beefier. Did someone just run into my garbage can? What the fuck was that? Alright. Nope. I hate it. Starting over. Maybe I need a good base for the Dragonborn. Like, what color of dragon are we doing here? Is there a multicolored dragon? Is there an imperialist dragon? Is that what it's called?
Imperial dragons are in Pathfinder at least are all Asian dragons, and they're a category just like chromatic dragons.
Oh, okay. Or not? Is imperialist like which? There's a school of magic that is just like basically a generalist. Like you're looking for the universal. I was looking at it for Affinity. It's like you're looking for one school or one thing of magic that kind of encompasses all magic.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called.
It's not a universalist.
It might be universalist.
I think Tiamat is the only multi-colored dragon.
Okay, that would make sense.
No, but for Pathfinder, it looks like the Imperial dragons. There's a forest dragon, which is a green eastern dragon. There's a sea dragon, which is blue. A sky dragon, which is purple. Sovereign, which is gold, and Underworld, which I think is black.
Is the Sovereign Dragon fire?
I think so. Let me check on it. Let me click on it and check.
I'm just gonna go super horns.
I'll just go adult sovereign dragon, which is huge. Breath weapon. No, it's metal actually.
Interesting.
Psychic energy.
Okay. Not what I
Breath
expected.
weapon, evocation, mental occult. Dragon unleashes a roar charged with psychic energy, dealing 16d6 mental damage in a 40-foot cone.
All right.
And they automatically recharge their breath weapon anytime they score a critical hit.
That's fun.
Yep.
Do 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 boo.
It looks like the underworld dragon is a fire breath weapon. Oh, but it's a burst. It's fireball.
That's pretty good.
25-foot burst within 15 feet, dealing 10d6 fire damage. DC 30 base reflex save. Also has adamantine claws. Cool. Anyway.
You didn't need that armor anyways. Should he have a tail? Yes. Oh man. What have I done here? I've made like a weird alligator man. With too many horns.
I need to see these Skaven feet for reference.
Do Skaven have weird feet? Or do they just have normal rat folk feet?
They just have rat folk feet that are simplified in a way I like and I haven't drawn enough rat folk before to be really comfortable in my own process for it, so take inspiration where I can get it.
At this point, I'm just drawing back muscles. Like, it's just less about the dragon and more about just being able to draw back muscles.
Yeah.
I think we've lost all the viewers because we quieted.
You guys still there?
F's in chat.
Sound off in the chat. Are you still alive? Do you need us to send you emergency care?
Is it still snowing everywhere? How's that going for everybody? Yep, they're all gone. Tomic's still here.
I'm glad you're still here, Atomic.
You've been tracking down doctors over California? A what? It sounds like you're hunting them. I'm confused.
Nope. Since everybody's gone, it is a good sign probably that we should wrap it up after this.
I think we'll probably do that. We'll probably wrap it up here. I do have some commission work to work on tonight, I think. Let me double check. And so I might hang out and chat in Discord and just doodle today. If not, I will work on the next video. Oh, looks like I don't have it yet. They haven't sent me the next. So yeah, looks like maybe we'll take a break. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, thanks for hanging out today, everybody. How much more do you think you're gonna do, Druid?
I don't know. I'm getting into this.
All right. Well, let's just hang out and do that then.
Yeah.
No reason not to. No reason to call it early. But I'm still using a very, very floof pen, so I can start actually refining some of this. I'm supposed to make this more elemental based. I'm not sure. Not sure I've captured that yet. You keeping me awake? Well, that's not good.
Yeah.
I request medical records for insurance, so everyone gets compensated the right amount. But 80 doctors were assigned to the wrong hospital. Wow. Okay.
Ooh.
Maybe lightning running between the handles. That could be interesting.
Lightning is my favorite of the air quotes elemental energies.
I would say it is too, but like only because ice is pretty much always just shit on. So
yeah, yeah.
Very rarely.
Ice is very cool, but they really most spell mechanics don't give it, at least in ttrpgs, don't give it the...
Yeah.
They don't get creative with it. Not in the way anime does.
Yeah. How's your video coming? Or is that a secret?
No, it's not a secret. It's coming along pretty well. I keep redoing a bunch of the editing that I've already done, and I need to stop doing that.
It depends on why you're doing it.
I mean, it's potentially useful for learning, but I don't think I'm producing anything better than my new cuts than I've had in previous cuts.
Okay.
So it really just feels like I'm just spinning my wheels, and I'm getting kind of frustrated with it.
That's fair.
I am at the point in recording. I've got one more build project I want to do. Like it's a small thing. So I don't need to record the whole thing. Just make a couple little progress things, and then after that I'm pretty much done with what I can do as far as gameplay wise until the update.
Gotcha.
Which should be this weekend or early next week, I think.
80 is a small amount. It's tedium just worth about 200 of 18,000 patients. Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
This is, I think, the best thing I've drawn today.
Nice.
That might just be because I like the shapiness that I'm getting.
Pretty happy with this for what it is.
Yeah.
It's just like a messy dragon sketch.
Messy sketches are really fun and satisfying sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, let's get some like blue.
feeling a little bit like watching The Secret of Nim all of a sudden.
I don't know if I've ever seen that whole thing all the way through.
I loved it as a kid, but also I really think that I should chalk it up to one of those movies that probably traumatized me more than it should.
I mean, I loved
probably
the.
should not have liked.
I loved the Legend of Zelda owl. Just the giant owl eyebrows.
Yeah, but he's not like associated with a deeply tragic story.
That was a Disney movie, right?
I don't think so. What studio did it? Might have been.
I think it was a Bluth.
Might have been a Bluth. Yeah, Don Bluth Productions, in association with Aurora Productions. But like the implications of experimenting on sentient creatures and murder for the sake of achieving power. It's pretty gnarly.
Yep, I've not seen it. I'll have to watch it sometime.
It's good. I really like it. But like most Don Bluths, maybe not really age appropriate for the audience that it's designed for.
Cartoons are for children. Thank you, Tom.
Not for children.
Yeah. Oh, Bogush. My body.
Getting stiff?
Yeah. Just tired.
Yeah. Definitely a good idea for us to both probably to take a break after this and move around a little and stretch.
Let's do a goofy one. And then we'll call it.
Sounds good.
See who gets the goofy treatment. An eyeless Koatoa moray eel with a coral trumpet. That's perfect.
Yeah, it is. Did we get that Wednesday?
They suggested it on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was gonna say, I remember hearing eyeless Kuatoa recently, I was sure.
I don't know what moray eels look like, but I think they look like something like this.
Yeah. Yeah. They're pretty derp. Here's one.
I don't have Discord open. How long have I not had Discord open? Thank you. The music took a somber tone all of a sudden.
Oh, YouTube. This is not legible. Hold on. Ducoatoa, I mean, they're pretty. They have feet. They got regular ass feet. I mean, they don't have regular ass feet. They got horrible monster feet, but like, they're not fins or anything. They're just feet.
Webbed feet, I think, but yeah.
It's weird to me that they don't have eyes, because most fish can just regenerate their eyes.
Yeah, but like some deep sea things and a lot of cave fish, eyes become useless, and so
Okay, that's fair.
become vestigial.
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 I like this idea,
Stop
but I'm not doing it right. Hold on. He needs a muzzle. There we go. Got 2 eye patches. Do you ever find really weird, like, beautiful dark songs?
Yeah.
Like, there's a part of the internet that just freaking loves that shit. Like,
I just bounced across the Dismemberment song. The Dresden Dolls used to do stuff like that too all the time.
just like writing songs about what would it be like if you were a vampire. Let's write a vampire love song. It's just like, this is weird, but creepily beautiful. Every now and again, YouTube will start be like, hey, remember when you used to be a really weird kid? It's like, yeah. Thanks.
Let's revisit that.
Yeah. You're supposed to have a letter opener and something else. Oh, he was supposed to be very dapper. There's a trumpet and a dagger. Okay. He needs a hat.
Yeah, that's what dapper means, right?
Yeah.
Where's a trilby?
God, I hate drawing hats.
I'm really confused about how, like, Western culture came to the idea that a lot of the hat shapes they've adopted are good looking, or like how did they arrive at these shapes, period?
Sure. I mean, a lot of old hats are purpose built, right? Like,
yeah.
and then fashion is what happened, because fashion is trivial and stupid. And I know people will fight me on that, but like, I feel like many dumb things that exist because fashion. So, but I went on a 5-minute tirade about why I love like boring utilitarian coats. So, all about function, baby. You need a cummerbund.
Ugh. That was an ugh, but probably.
I saw a TikTok yesterday of a guy who's like, I'm gonna make a what was it? Dr. Seuss drum, and he made it, and it's like, that sounds like butt. Like, surprise, surprise. Wild instruments sound awful.
I won't say I hate, but I'm definitely over this idea, the idea of like taking weird fantasy stuff that somebody drew, knowing nothing about what the base thing should be like instruments, and trying to make it make it IRL and try to see if it will work. You can't really extrapolate any of the internal workings of a lot of that stuff.
There's a guy on YouTube who constantly breaks his pianos.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
The guy who put actual steel hammerheads
Yeah.
instead of the mallets inside his piano.
Like, I like that kind of concept sometimes. So like what you're talking about, just like having fun with it, you know?
Yeah.
But like at the same time, like there are some things that he's like, I'm gonna try this. I'm like, you know how pianos work? The fuck are you talking about? like that's not how anything works.
Yeah.
And I think he has 1 or 2 videos where he gets like halfway through and he's like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. It's like, why did you make this into a video? Like,
so nobody else will try, hopefully.
maybe, yeah. So.
I enjoyed the one where he hired a professional piano tuner to come and try his monstrosities and watch that person react to them and be like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
That was very funny to me.
They're all the same note. I think that's what I started watching him, is like when those went viral of watch me mess with this piano tuner. It's like, I'm so sorry. But yeah, there's definitely a moment of just like, this is no longer the thing that you started with. Like, you're not even, none of this made sense. Will my car drive underwater? No, it won't. What was your...
better question would be, can I make it so my car can drive underwater? And then figure it like that's the thing that I would find interesting is watching the thought process, identifying the problems and coming up with solutions.
I think that's fair.
That's why I like Mythbusters.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's very much the Mythbusters. But like their big thing was they basically researched all their stuff before they made the shows.
Yeah.
And then they told it in a fun way, which I think is great. And then, but there's the other side of that is like, there's a part of YouTube that's just like, can I do this wild thing? No, I can't. But here's a boat. It's like you didn't even like. What? Like, what are you doing? They basically just clickbait you with a crazy thought and then don't do it.
Yep.
And it's like, that's frustrating to me. That's the thing that frustrates me. I don't remember how we got here, but I feel like we're just yelling at the internet now. So,
pretty much. Hey, internet, you suck.
You suck, internet.
Get over yourself.
What's the guy? Dang it.
You're not cool like me.
There was a guy, I can't remember his name. He's a pretty large YouTuber. But he wanted to see if he could use a laser designed for cutting, like an industrial cutting laser, to cut down a tree. And I was like, yeah, you can, but it's gonna light on fire. And then like 5 minutes into the video, he accidentally lights everything on fire. It's just like, what was your plan here?
How did you not see this coming?
Yeah. So I kind of wonder if sometimes they just do it for the lulz, but
yeah.
I also sometimes worry that there are YouTubers with more money than sense, which is 100% a thing, but like, are they actually that stupid, or are they just trying to be funny? This is the question I ask every single time.
Yeah. And my argument is usually, if I can't tell, it doesn't matter. It's too stupid. But I mean, to be perfectly fair, that is only my opinion, and clearly it's marketable. So
yeah, I'm a buzzkill. I'm like, if that's not safe, we don't do that. I was watching a clip this morning of Steve-O talking about like the insurance company was going to let them swim with great white sharks. But only if they got this one expert to do it with them. And they flew out there, but then he canceled because some rich other person like hired him to do this something on the same day, and he's like, sorry, I gotta go with these guys. And then so they were like pissed off and talking about like, fuck it, we're just gonna jump off the boat with these sharks. And some guy at the bar started like talking to him about it, and it turned out to be that guy that they were supposed to meet up with. And they got drunk, and like he was so cool, he told the other guys to fuck off, and he went and did the shoot with them anyways. It's like, it's funny. I don't know. How Steve-O and Jackass like got to do anything just blows my mind, and I'm kind of glad it did, even though I'm not a big fan of Jackass.
Yeah, me neither.
I still appreciate the kind of like guerrilla stuntmen.
Yeah.
I was going to say guerrilla filming, but that doesn't quite make sense. It used to be a term, but for just like raw footage gathering. We're going to go out there and do it ourselves. But they do have a safety team and stuff. They're just masochists.
Yeah. How hard can I hit my dick before my balls explode?
Right. Oh man, do you remember Viva La Bam? Did you ever watch that?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, that's what a lot of that show was. It was just like, watch me pull this prank by running a car into my freaking kitchen. It's like, that's not a prank. That's just wanton destruction.
Which there is a market for, but like.
Oh yeah, that show basically kicked off the reality TV show of MTV and got all of the music videos taken off the air. All right, I think I'm done. I don't know what else I can do here.
I'm pretty much done too, I think. It's gonna give him a little bit of an angel halo.
Yep. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out today. We'll be back next week. That's all I got. I don't have much else. You had a broom if you need the sun. You had fruit if you want height. Okay, I gotcha. That's it. Yeah. I'm gonna try to work on some videos. Jackass killed the music video star. Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. What was it? Jackass and was the Real World on MTV?
I don't know. I did not have or watch MTV.
Yeah. I didn't have cable, so I got MTV2, which was just music videos for a while, and then they started playing episodes of Viva La Bam, and that was it. And then it was just like Viva La Bam for 24 hours straight. I was like, man, no more music videos. Sad day. So, thanks again, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay warm. We'll be back next week. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your eyes on the